What's going on, y'all? My name is Spice. This is Spice Can't Fish, and today I did a little bit of shopping. So the fishing around here has been pretty tough. It's been pretty hot here recently, almost always in the 90s. And a lot of these fish seem to have shut down. The bite doesn't really exist past like 8 a.m. It just gets too hot and these fish just get all hot and bothered and don't want to do anything, which I totally feel because I also don't really want to be outside when it's that hot. But I figured, hey, since I can't catch fish, like I may as well do the next best thing, right? So I drove down to the closest CABELA'S near me, which is like an hour south of me. So I went down there to go check it out, see if I could find anything interesting, and I picked up a few things. Tried not to spend too much money, but y'all know how it is with fishing equipment. Then on my way back up, I actually picked up another little special something that I'll show you guys at the end of this video. But yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing some more content like this, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Let me know that way. If you guys like unboxings or like unbaggings or whatever you want to call them, let me know down in the comment section as well. I'm more than happy to do more of them. I love spending too much money on fishing tackle. I'm a tackle nerd, as I'm sure most of you guys are as well. And I have a spending problem, so if you guys like to see stuff like this, then let me know. Also, if you guys have any fishing lure recommendations, video recommendations, challenge ideas, or if you just want to say hi, just leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to answer all of them. Alright y'all, I'm going to get y'all set up on my desk and we're going to get into what I bought. Alright, so, like I said, I try not to spend too much money. I think I only spent around $70. I say only, that's a lot of money, but I think I only spent around $70 at CABELA'S. I guess I'll start with the least interesting stuff and kind of work my way up. So the first item that I got, which y'all probably can't even tell what it is because I ripped the package up so bad taking it out, but it's these reel grips or whatever. I think they're called reel grips. They're just kind of interesting, just like help you get a better grip on your reel, hence the name. But I took them out of the package. I already put them on the reel. This is the reel that I got them for. It's my Cast King Brutus. It's a 6.3 to 1. This is kind of like my cranking reel. I'll also use it for other stuff too, but mostly I'll use it for like cranking. This is actually a really cheap reel. It's like a $30, $35 reel, but it's been seriously impressing me the whole season. It's starting to get a little bit, you know, janky, but again, I've had it for, what, 8 months now? And so far, it's been holding up pretty well. The one thing I didn't like about it, though, obviously, was the grips. I think they're a little bit small, but, you know, again, $30 reel, you take what you can get. So what I did is I just went out and bought these little black and red reel grips. Here they are, just on there. They're super snug. They don't move anywhere. They were almost impossible to get on, to be honest, which is probably a good thing because you don't want them just kind of sliding around when you set the hook on a fish. And I really gotta say, it seriously helps this reel. Like, I feel like I have a lot more power behind like my reel. I can grip the handles a little bit easier, and I also feel like I'm not sliding my fingers around as much, which isn't really something that I noticed until I put these on. Like, I was like moving it around and I was like, like usually I'm in like 7 different places when I'm doing that. And like my hand slides around all the time, but with these reel grips, it doesn't seem to be happening. So I might get some more of these for some other reels that I have, but they're pretty sweet. Alright, next up in here, let's see. Oh, yeah. So I got 2 of these. These are the Strike King slither rigs. It's like essentially just a 1 ounce punching weight with like a skirt on it. I'll take one out of the package for you, hang on. Yeah, so this is just a 1 ounce size. I think they make them all the way up to like 2 ounces. But it's a punch skirt or a punch weight with a skirt on it and no hook. So what you do is you run your line through that little hole up there and run it through, and you're essentially fishing this or using it similar to how you just use like a normal worm weight, but it gives the presentation of a jig and it's completely weedless, so it comes through cover a little bit easier. I got these for punching. I don't do a lot of punching, but I kind of want to learn how to do it a little bit more, so figured I'd pick up a few. These were like the last 2 that were in the store, so I just grabbed them since I didn't really have any other option. Honestly, I probably would have gone with a little bit heavier than 1 ounce if I could have, but again, this is literally everything that they had. But yeah, I'm excited to get out and throw these around. You might see these in some of my new videos, or they might just sit in my tackle box and I never use them. We'll see. I also picked up a little Strike King Red-Eye Shad. It's just like a little lipless crankbait, in case you guys have never seen it before. Just a little half-ounce, standard size. I like a half-ounce. Actually, I'm a big fan of the 3/8. I think those are pretty much perfect for whatever you're using them for, but they didn't have any, so half-ounce it was. I usually like to go a little bit bigger to try and upsize my presentation. This color right here is called Natural Brim. It's just kind of like a bluegill, pumpkin seed, sunfish color. Really interesting. Looks super lifelike. It's kind of like if you guys have ever seen, I think it's crank wraps or something, but they have like super lifelike bluegill imitations, and this looks almost like that. Again, the Red-Eye Shads are some of my favorite lipless crankbaits on the market. They just work really well. Loud rattles, which is nice because it helps fish find it a little bit easier. Great color patterns, super sharp hooks. I have a few lipless crankbaits. I have a few Red-Eye Shads as well, but I figured, you know what, may as well pick up a different color. Just something a little bit different the fish may not have seen. Alright, sticking with that Strike King kind of theme, I went with a pack of these, I think they're called the Superfries. Yeah, the KVD OPT Superfries, which I guess is the open pore technology, is what the OPT stands for. This color that I got is called Double Head Red. It's kind of like a watermelon red flake on one side, and then, yes, like a watermelon red flake on one side, and then just like a normal green pumpkin red flake on the other. I really like the design on this worm. I've seen them around, but I've never picked up a pack, but I'm running kind of low, and they look kind of interesting, so whatever. I figured I'd pick them up, give them a shot. They have almost kind of like that ring fry look to them, or like, I don't know, pretty much just a ring fry. They look like a ring fry to me, that's what I think of. But they're just like flat on one side because they're open pore, and then they just have that ribbed body all the way down. Didn't realize when I bought them, but they came in a pack of 6, which is kind of crap. In my opinion, I think you should give me more than 6 Senkos when I'm paying almost $6 for a pack, but you know, that's Strike King for you. They make good shit, but they charge you a lot for it. Also picked up one of these Scum Frogs. I've heard a lot of good things about these. I've never tried them though. It's a 5/8 ounce. The color's watermelon red. Super interesting frog, really big eyes on it. The legs are already trimmed, it looks like, almost. I don't know. They're short enough. I don't think I'm going to trim them. Originally looking at these, the reason I didn't buy them is because they have a massive hole in the bottom. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a big old hole right there. But the way they designed it, they put the weight behind the hole, which makes it sit pretty much like this in the water. And so it doesn't really fill up with water all that much. But when it does get water in it, that big hole in the bottom is actually designed so that when you lean back and like reel up to like make another cast with it, the water comes shooting out of that hole, so you don't have to worry about like constantly making your frog pee. Again, never used one of these before, but I've heard some really good things about them. The hooks seem really sharp, really soft body, very easily bent or like squished. I don't really know what the word is I'm looking for, but really soft, and yeah, I don't know, I like it. Just a good average natural frog. And last up in here, the big ticket item is the Savage Gear line through trout. Look at that thing. So it's an 8-inch bait. They're, I guess, kind of designed to imitate a Huddleston almost. But I've seen some action videos of these underwater of people taking them and throwing them out. So I figured, you know what, I may as well give it a shot. There was only one left in the store, so I figured they must be good. We have a few lakes around here that really stock like stalker trout that are right around this size. And from what I hear, some of them have some really big fish in it. So I figured I'd pick it up and see what it does. That's a really big lure. It's a 3 3/8 ounce, I think. Sorry, 3 2/3 ounce, which is 102 grams. And again, it's 8 inches or 20 centimeters, whatever you're looking at. So yeah, like I said, this is a line through swim bait design. So it comes with like this little hook. And essentially what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to run your line through. There's a hole like right on the head, and it comes out the bottom. So you run your line through that hole. And then there's another hole back here, like a little slit, And on the hook, there's like this little weird thing. You probably can't see it at all very well, but if you buy one, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's like this weird little bend thing. And so what you do is you tie your hook, or you tie your line to the little swivel on the top of the hook, which, as y'all can see, I've actually taken this out and tested a little bit because I was just really excited to see how it swims. And then you just take that little bend thing that I don't really know what you're supposed to call it, and you just kind of like, there's like a little chamber in here almost, and you just kind of stick it in the chamber. And then what I like to do is I just take that hook and just stick it in the belly a little bit so it's not all just free swinging and whatnot. But yeah, so the idea of line through swim baits is that when a fish bites it, this hook comes out and it's like not attached to the lure anymore. And so the fish can shake its head and stuff, but it can't use the weight of these big swim baits to, get leverage behind the hook and throw it. I don't know if I said anything about it before, but this is the slow sink version, so it sinks, I think, like 6 inches a 6 inches a second, like a foot every 2 seconds or so. It also comes with like these little Nico weights almost that you can shove in. There's like a little hole on the top over here, and then there's also another hole in the tail, so you can shove those in and make it a little bit heavier, sink a little bit faster if you want to. I'll probably just fish it straight out the package. I like the sink rate as it is, so we're just going to see what happens. But yeah, I'm not really a big swim bait guy. I figured I'd just pick this one up because it looked like it was decent, and it was pretty fairly priced. I think these are like 20 bucks, I want to say, 18 bucks, something like that. But really realistic looking, sweet looking bait. Really excited to throw this around. Alright y'all, so now here comes the little secret surprise, which I guess isn't little at all. Well, you guys will see in a second. Hang on, ready? Ooh! Can I get like some angels going in the background? Look at this, folks. I got a new rod. It's a swim bait rod, actually. It's what I bought it for. So this thing, I'm not even going to try to get it all in the frame. It's an 8'6", medium heavy fast action. It's rated from lures half ounces and up, and in case you guys are wondering what it is, it's the Shields Outfitters Pro Angler. This is actually a trolling rod. Now, funny story about this rod, I actually bought it sight unseen. I was driving back up to where I live, and I passed the Shields, and I was like, I wonder if they have any cheap swim bait rods for sale. So I checked online, and they had this one. Again, it's an 8'6". I just kind of read over the specs really fast and was like, okay, this could be kind of interesting. Looks like kind of a rod that I would like. It's got the full grip on the back. Butt section's not too long. And, I mean, it's not super expensive. I think this is like a $60 rod or something. But what I didn't see online was the rating for like the lure weight, as well as the fact that it's a trolling rod. Now, the lure weight I'm not super concerned about. I was throwing around that Savage Gear, the big swim bait on this, just to test out the rod and also the swim bait. And it seemed to hold up pretty well. I mean, it wasn't the most ideal setup, obviously. I could tell that this rod's a little bit light for what I was going to be using it for. But it should work for the time being, and eventually I'll step up to something that's a little bit more, suited for these bigger baits. I've got it paired up with a Daiwa Tatula. This reel is actually not new at all. I've had this reel for years and just never really use it. Never really use it anymore. It's a 5.4 to 1 gear ratio. I just wanted like a slower gear ratio when I first started for cranking. But I've come to realize that a 6-something gear ratio is probably the best, in my opinion, for cranking. So I figured, hey, what else could you use a slow gear ratio reel for? And I figured I'll put it on my big swim bait rod. Be able to throw some big swim baits around it and really test the durability of this combo. So one reason why I bought it was obviously the price. It was like $60, and that's not expensive for an average fishing rod. But there's a second reason why I bought this. Ready? Check it out. So yeah, what I was going to show you before I just about shattered one of my lights in my room is that this rod's a 2-piece. See? 2-piece. I didn't break it. It's 2 pieces. So like I said before, this is a huge rod. It's an 8'6", but the reason why I wanted a 2-piece was because it makes it a lot more manageable. I don't know if you guys have tried to pick up an 8'6" rod and carry it with the rest of your rods, but it is such a hassle. It's like a foot longer than everything else, and you forget about it, and you run it into everything, and you're going to break your rods. But since this rod is a 2-piece, I can just boop, pull that off, and now it's a 4-foot rod. And let me tell you, this is way more manageable than 8'6". I could put this in my car and not have it, take up the entire back of the car. And to be honest, this is honestly a pretty good travel rod too. Like, it breaks down into 2 pieces, so it's a pretty solid rod. You guys probably won't see a whole ton out of this rod for the time being, but I'm gonna try and start making some big bait videos. So let me know down in the comments if that's something that you're interested in seeing. Alright y'all, that's gonna do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed today's unboxing. Again, I didn't really try to spend too much money, so we don't have a ton of stuff to go over, but maybe next time if you guys want to see a bigger unboxing, I'll try and spend some more. Anyway, if you guys like the video, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me grow my channel and helps more people see these videos. I put up new content every Monday and Friday, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss anything. On top of that, if you want to hit that like button, it lets me know that you guys like the videos and also kind of helps more people see these videos as well. Alright y'all, that's going to do it for me today. Check them and wreck them, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace!